Fun things planned for you. Well, nothing says fun like Chad Allen, the man, the machine, the force, the legend. And these are practically legendary here at HSN, Chad. Easily one of our favorite toy gifts of 2020. They are the famous Radical Racers that maybe people have seen on that little infomercial or info spot. And we have the best price. At $34.95, yes, you're getting the set of two, one blue, one red. You're getting the remotes. By the way, Chad, I remembered early, you do not have to buy batteries for them because they are rechargeable. And of course, in the two separate boxes as well, 743018. And remember, a 5-pay flex pay weekend. So Chad, if someone has not seen what I am unofficially naming and bequeathing the title, our Toy of the Year here at HSN, these are the ones that earn rave reviews for their dynamic design, and yes, they're fun, but they do things other remote-controlled cars in history don't do. So can you kind of explain the package and why these are so popular?
Absolutely. First and foremost, hi, Shannon. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my home. This is the Radical Racer. It's not just here on this channel. You're seeing an infomercial running all across the country, and it is rated the #1 infomercial week after week. And it is slated to be the #1 toy out of all toys in 2020. Radical Racers and HSN have come together to give you a 2-pack, one red car, one blue car, 2 remotes, 2 charging cables. But what does it do? This is the anti-gravity car that drives on the wall, the ceiling, the floor, the A-frame, the windowsill. It doesn't matter. You just put it into wall mode. You get that real race car sound, that, and then you just put it right on the wall. You don't even have to look. And then your remote is very simple. Up, back, you can do circles, you can go left, you can go right. You'll notice it has real LED headlights. When I'm going forwards or backwards, you see how it's lighting its own path? And then if I do the side, I can actually spin up and down a wall. And the first question everybody always asks is, how can it possibly do that? And that is because there's an anti-gravity technology built in. With that remote control, that rechargeable cable, it's all powering what we call a wind turbine. For you and I, who are probably not engineers, that means there's a fan underneath of it, right here. Right in the very bottom is a divot. And underneath that divot right there is a fan that's sort of giving it enough suction to allow it to drive on the walls, the ceilings, the floors. It doesn't matter. And then I just literally put it right on the wall, right there. Thank you, Shannon. Right in the very center is that wind turbine, a fan for all essential purposes, that allows it to hold itself to the wall. And then you're able to drive, you're able to spin, you're able to drift. It's very fast on a wall, but even faster on a floor, because the wall is giving it a little suction, right? So it's slowing it down just a little bit. So imagine how fast this is, but then take it to the floor and you're able to have a Radical Racer race. Say that 3 times fast. A Radical Racer race with the kids, or maybe you and your husband after a glass of wine. And you have hours and hours of fun because, Shannon, you called it out from the beginning, something I normally forget. The car itself is rechargeable. The remote control, which doesn't really use any batteries, we know that, takes 2 AA. So you will need 2 AA, but then the car, which usually uses the batteries, this is rechargeable. There's a lithium-ion battery in it. But Shannon, look, 1 red car, 1 blue car. That means you can't cheat. You can't say that was my red car that went over the finish line. You know exactly whose car went because there's 2 different colors.
And by the way, in terms of frequency, you can actually play against each other, right?
Yeah, so there's 3 different, thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, there's 3 different frequencies on each remote. So even if you picked up more than 1 set, or if you have more than 2 kids, nothing to worry about. The remotes can go on different frequencies, which means that the cars aren't controlled by the same remote. So you can use the remotes individually. And then all you do is flip it into wall mode, put it right on the wall, and then you're able to drive and spin and drift. And you'll notice something they could have skipped. Radical Racers really could have forgotten features like the real working headlights or the real working taillights. Even take it a step further, if I go one way, I just get 1 headlight. If I go the other way, I just get the other headlight, which means I can create a turn signal. these are really things we would not have noticed if they didn't do it. But Shannon, just in case you're meeting me for the first time, anybody who's watching, this is my real wall. You'll notice there's no scrapes, no scratches, no scuffs. I've done this presentation a few times with Shannon before, and I did not paint my wall in between. The car has driven over this wall many, many times. But to prove it to you, I went and got a little piece of plastic from the store. I'm going to put it into wall mode, and then I want you to see that if I turn it sideways, there's no wires, there's no tricks going on. Upside down, look at this. Look at this. You see what's happening? This suction that's happening with the plastic. See this wind turbine? It goes right to it. You see that? So that means the ceiling, the floor, it's a little hard for me to show the ceiling. So the ceiling, the floor, the A-frame doesn't matter. And then there's also a floor mode, Shannon, which puts it into super high speed because it turns off the suction, and you really can race like no other car.
It's true, and boy, they are racing out of here. Chad, I think you broke the counter because trust me, I can tell you we've sold a lot more than 1,000. So I think at some point our bean counting team just gave up and they're like, oh, we're just gonna reset that thing. He's sold tens of thousands. So the good news is we've got one now. One thing I can tell you for sure, Santa and his elves are shopping early this year, and that is what I'm personally recommending. Especially with shipping and receiving, and it's a new normal, it's a different world that we live in. You wanna make sure that this is at their door. And frankly, you don't want to run the risk of this being gone. The elephant in the room for me, Chad, is the fact that not only do we have a better price, it's the toy of the year, it's the one that everybody is seeing. You're not getting dinged with battery costs as you move forward. But the other thing, Chad, is to me it promotes good hand-eye coordination. You don't have to worry about what's my router speed, is there another thing that I have to network, is it another virtual reality with a parental advisory or an avatar. We want the kids, big kids, little kids, all kids of every ages, to get engaged. And there is something about the Radical Racers that is engaging. It gets the family involved. Even if it's just grandma on the love seat or couch coaching them on, you know, go Lexi, go Hunter. If it's the dog or the cat that's, you know, having pandemonium in their mind watching these, this is something where even if you're not playing with them, kind of gets everybody involved, doesn't it?
Absolutely. We're not worried about screen time or handing somebody. I don't have any children, but I have plenty of nieces and nephews. I'll tell you that. First and foremost, they cost me more at a gas station than what you pay for one of these, for a soda and a candy bar. And I was able to ship this right to Indiana, where all my nieces and nephews live. I'm here in Tampa, Florida, and my nieces and nephews lived in Indiana. So HSN was kind enough to do that ship direct. And I did that for them, so they're able to get these cars home. The second thing I want to point out is that you're getting one red car, one blue car. So maybe pick up more than one set if you have more than one set of children. But rechargeable, you don't have to buy batteries, and you have a remote control that does different frequencies. Those are some of the top questions we get. It's so simple to use. And if any time during this presentation you thought to yourself, that guy on TV is good at driving this car, forget about it. Wait till you hand it to a child. It is like handing them your cell phone or your tablet because they're better at it than you are, as I'm sure we can all imagine. But you're right, Shannon. We're not worried about our Wi-Fi connection. We're not worried about screen time. We're not worried if they're clicking an app. This is a car, a remote control car like you and I had 25, 30 years ago, you name it. Remote control cars have been around for a very long time, except the engineers and the technology people inside of Radical Racers, the company. So we can't bring out a toy that's like every other toy. We have to do something that's so spectacular for 2020 that everybody stops and goes, what? How is that working?
Hey, Chad, you can't see this. Tim, no, see, we should have had that on camera. Can we do that? He's literally driving the car in the studio up the wall. And trust me,
oh my God,
our set designers are pretty, as they should be, they're pretty particular. If that was going to damage a wall, trust me, somebody's getting a spanking. Somebody would go on the naughty list for sure. So to get this set, $34.95, 5 flex pay, flex the whole weekend, no hidden gotcha moments with extra batteries to buy, and you get them well in time for Christmas. Help Santa out, whether it's a Toys for Tots or donating or paying them forward. You just want to get the kids off the couch with those immersive video games. This is something they will love. And trust me, Chad, as we keep saying, The whole family will enjoy this. If nothing else, to root on their favorite. I almost said their favorite son or daughter. I'd really get in trouble then. But you do get the idea of the fun that people have when they play these, don't you?
Well, yeah, and I would love to think that my mom has a favorite son or daughter because she has 4 daughters and 1 son. So that's me, right? Or 3 daughters and 1 son. That's me. There's 4 of us. So I want you to see that this is very easy to drive. So when the kids go to bed, maybe this is for you and the husband or the grandparents or somebody to kill some time. Maybe you're staying at home. You're not going to the bars or the restaurants, and you're looking for a little bit of excitement, something interesting to do at night. The radical racers can be it. And I just want to say, because I've talked to radical racers many times as we're closing out this presentation, the infomercial is hot, hot, hot. HSN got a better deal. And I do know it's going to be very limited inside the stores at holiday time. So good luck trying to find it. That's the warning they told me, because HSN basically took all of them, Shannon.
We did indeed. Well, Chad, you take the cake, but you're going to illuminate our holidays. You're also coming up in my last hour of time together, right?
I am, with the Bell & Howell Bionic Spotlights. Yeah, 5-pack, individually gift boxed.
Love it. Oh, look at you. Have Spotlight will travel. Thank you, Chad.
Sure will.
Hey,
I'll see you in a couple
Allison,
hours.
Thank you, Chad. I don't know if we can show in the corner